Good morning, everyone. Good morning once again. Welcome to the new week of Traders Weekly Analysis with Datapoint, Forex Academy. Today we'll be having new trade analysis. Meanwhile, let's check what we have over the week for last week. We did more of analysis on NASDAQ, gold, GBPUSD, GBPJPY, Euro USD, and S&P 500. So let's just review all those analyses to see clearly what the market is actually giving us for the new week. So far, so good on NASDAQ. We are still on an uptrend, but the market is resisting at 29,885.9. So we might likely drop down to the next zone, which likely to be lower, high, down, again up, then down, again up, then we're expecting it back again. Then before we can have any possible breakout or a continuation to the upside, whichever one that comes. But at this level, if we go to the lower time frame for like 30 minutes, 15 minutes, I think we can take a sell at this point. Whoever I want to take this trade can take a sell down to the next support zone with a little high above the last high. So this is the market analysis for today on NASDAQ. NASDAQ for now is a sell. Whoever that want to take it can enter for a sell. 30 minutes or 15 minutes, you can do that. So let's check gold. Let's see what gold is giving us. Gold will have a very large gap over the weekend. The gap, in fact, look at our setup for last weekend, thinking that gold was going to be a buy. That is our setup for last week. Fortunately, we had a very large gap that closed the range. Now, I think most time I always tell people that whenever we have a gap, we expect a very large retracement. Let's go back to 4 hours. On our 4 hours, we expect the gold is still a buy, but let's see if we have a range. This shows the resistance for gold. So this resistance may hold, may not hold, but let's see how the candlestick formation here will happen. Then for me, from my past experience, I expect gold to, as it's here, is going to come back to close this gap in between this zone that happened over the weekend. So there's always a way to close the gap. There's another strategy, the trading gap. Once you have a gap, there's always a time that a system will come back to close that gap. So that is what we should be expecting for today, before we can possibly go back up for a buy. But overall direction is a buy. But with the resistance we are seeing up, we expect to go to drop, possibly to this level before we can go for a buy. Let's say gold might drop to 4,534, then it will reverse back for a buy. That is what we'll be expecting for gold for today. Now let's check GBPJPY. GBPJPY is actually, it has broken the resistance. We have a resistance. Let's move our zone up a bit. Okay, it's still on the range of resistance. Let's see if there's going to be any breakout of this resistance. If not, that means we'll be trading here on the support, but overall direction is still a buy. Let's check from there, daily trend. daily trend overall direction for GBPJPY is still a buy. We expect the buy to move to 215.987, which is the resistance level. But in some cases, there may be a retracement here because this is a strong zone. This strong zone might likely not hold, it may hold. But let's see, because the candle formation here is very bullish. On the daily, candle formation is bullish. So if there's any retracement, it might likely drop down to back to 214.250. So that is the formation we'll have for GBP JPY. But let's see, maybe before the end of today, what happened before we can get any stronger direction for GBP JPY. But for 4 hours, it's still very much bullish, and the resistance is likely to hold, to reverse back to, if you use Fibonacci on this level, we might see point of retracement. We might see point of retracement for within so we're still maintaining the same zone. Normally, I don't really use Fibonacci for most of my analysis, but for what we are seeing here, I think we are still on this zone. Let me mark this for a retracement. We will have this for a retracement. This is going to be our retracement zone. So if at any time GBP, all right, so for the GBP JPY, as we've said, the analysis is still showing that there may be a breakout from the resistance, there may be a reversal, but I think the overall direction is a buy. So let's hope for a buy on the lower time frame. So while we look out for GBP, Euro USD, let's look at Euro USD. Euro USD is still ranging from the daily time frame. Daily time frame is still show that is a sell, but there was a little gap up. So I think we still expect a drop to come and resist the lower structure, which is we have marked below. So for overall direction of Euro USD, generally is a sell. So we still expect a sell for now. But you know, every Mondays are always having a market slow. So let's see what the market analysis will be. I mean, the market movement will be. So let's check S&P 500. S&P 500 will mark last weekend that was going to be a resistance. But from the look of things, the resistance has been broken. So we expect a reversal. That means this analysis for last week will not hold. We remove the sell bar. So we expect a more of a buy for now for S&P 500. Let's wait for a retracement above the last high resistance, then we go for a buy. So I think so far so good. We are hoping for something better for the week. Now let's check for the fundamentals analysis for the week. For today, Monday, we'll go to calendar. We'll normally use Forex Factory for our market direction. So we've checked the market direction. We should be able to know what direction we are going for. For today, Monday, no much news. For Tuesday, news is also not much. I think from news start from a Wednesday, where we have more of volatilities on CPI, AUD, CPI, AUD all through the pairs, and SZD. Then on Thursday, we have not much news, but on Friday, we have news on core PCE, price index, and all that. So for me, as I've always advised, let's always check every day on different news that may come up on the fundamental. Most especially, I use Forex Factory, but some people use investing.com. They are all the same. The major volatility here are the red. The ones that are not volatile are the green, are the yellow. So that is how we understand the market factory analysis. So let's hope for something better. I think I'll leave that analysis for today. Then for GBPUSD, which will be our last analysis of the week. For so far so good, what we have for last week, it's actually reversed to a point. We're looking at for this market to drop down to a point of interest, which is 1.33008. But for so far so good, it's still looking up for a buy. So we have a cycle here where we expect the market to come in back to a range. When it comes to a range at this level, we wait for a breakout so that we can be able to take up what next market will determine. So, but so far so good. I think GBP is looking for more of a buy. Let's check the daily time frame to see the direction of it. Well, it has reversed, retraced on the back to the entry zone of after the breakout. So overall direction is still a buy to come to a point of take profit at 1.38008 for our take profit, while our stop loss will be 1.32. But if the market reverse back, but this one, this buy zone will not hold until market reverse back. So that is what we have for today for GBPUSD. Remember, there is a trend line that marks first touch, second touch. So what we'll be expecting on the lower time frame, like 4 hours or 1 hour, is as you can see, the market is a bullish trend, in the sense that there was a first touch here, it reversed back, it also came back to the zone, so it's up again. We expect it to come back. When it come back to this trend line, I think this is going to be a point of interest for a buy at this level. If we can buy from this zone, we'll go up. If it breaks this zone down to this level, this our buy level zone or bar will be the next point of interest for us to go for a long or a buy. So that is what we have for GBPUSD for today. Please do like our link. We have our Telegram on our YouTube, where you can also follow us on all our trades, where we share our daily signals and our daily weekly analysis from Monday to Friday. So all our trades are basically on synthetic, forex, and indices and commodities. So for those of us who wish to continue to sign up with us, we hope that you will have a fruitful week, and we pray as we all embark on a new week, we will have a profit to mark our week for the better of our efforts. Thank you so much for all the followers. Please do like us, likes and share our page, and as you follow. Thank you so much. Have a wonderful week ahead. God bless.